Hello everyone, this is the reading of the Old Butterfly Light webtoon. If you haven't realized, I'd be having a reboot of this story at March 2022, so definitely be on the lookout for that. So yeah, this is kind of just a review of my old webtoon and kind of see where I come from and maybe spoil some theories and spoil some more lore, what's gonna be in the reboot, what's not gonna be in it. So yeah, that's gonna be kind of the vibe today. This summary, which I wrote, was also written with a friend of mine at the time. She was a brilliant English writer and I was really bad at summarizing things. This was pretty good for a summary during then, but now looking at it, it's not what I wanted. But at the time, it sounded good. So this series was made in 2017. The introduction episode was posted on my birthday, March 19, 2017. Introduction episode of the reboot should be coming out on March 19, 2022, which is 5 years apart, which is insane. This time around for the reboot, there will be only 8 episodes. I'm making it shorter because this story has originated as a short story, where in this old version, I turned it into a longer story with like 200 plus episodes. I had it all mapped out, but it didn't feel right to me. You could see as we progress reading it that I just lost interest in it. Like, I can tell. This logo is disgusting. Let me just start off with that. I'm gonna roast myself as we film this, but I absolutely hate this. But you know what? We appreciate her. She was the moment. I was a really big fan of this flower petal pen that I had in my Photoshop app in my old monitor, but now I don't have that same flower pen, which is kind of sad, but this was a really good logo. I really liked it for what I had back then. To the ones who inspire us. Yeah, that's different. This story is just gonna be dedicated to middle school me who wanted to bring this webtoon alive. So that's the new dedication. Sorry. The whole theme now for the reboot is definitely different. Like the atmosphere, the feel, the theme of it really is definitely different. First episode to be released a week after my birthday. I only put it a week after my birthday just so I can remember when the anniversary of this webtoon was created. I'm not gonna lie, that's the only reason why. But also, the story was set in the springtime, so it's kind of perfect. Look at those hands. This is the reason why we're restarting this and rebooting it, because of my drawing skills. I remember watching a webtoon tip video saying that it's okay to reboot your old story if you have completely improved on your art and also your storytelling, which I've done within the past 5 years, and I feel like I can now tackle Butterfly Light better in comparison to this old one. But you know what? We appreciate her. I only am keeping this up because of all the fond memories I have, and also you guys, the old readers. They were such big supports and I love them so much. So that's why I'm kind of keeping the old one up. So with that, let's go on to first episode. Welcome! Alright, we kind of changed it. Mega Bagel presents Butterfly Light. Oh my gosh. I thought I was the shit. I thought this was beautiful. Looking at it right now, I could do so much better. So here's a controversy topic with myself. No one doesn't really know, but these are geishas. Originally, I was gonna put down a geisha story alongside with Butterfly Light, but I was thinking on bringing it back to the reboot, but I decided not to because cultural appropriation. I thought about it and like did research, read articles, saw documentaries, but even then I didn't feel comfortable touching base on a culture that I fully won't understand or don't understand, even though with the amount of research. It just did not feel right to me. So now we're moving on to the poems. Yeah, I wrote these poems for fun. They weren't originally part of the short story I wrote, but I wanted a poem to have kind of more lines because the short story originally had like only 4 speaking lines. We're deleting the poems and the geisha. We're deleting this whole episode basically. Yeah, it'll make sense, but don't worry, the reboot will have more than 4 lines of dialogue. Oh man, fun fact, when I was working on this old webtoon, everything was traditionally drawn first, like at least the base, but the first episode, this episode specifically, was all drawn out by hand. And then I took a picture and then moved it to my Adobe Photoshop. But you know what? It's pretty good for a first episode. And comparing this episode to my actual reboot first episode, it's actually gonna be, the improvement's there. The improvement's definitely there. Episode 2, Cracked Mug. This one was pretty fun. I really liked it. Sunny Cafe, don't worry, it's still gonna be part of the reboot. This was definitely coming back. I felt like that was a really cool panel. I loved that panel where it was just him being annoyed or introverted. Don't worry, there's a lot more spacing in between panels in the reboot because the pacing is just too quick. Hence, it makes you feel like the story is shorter. So that's why webtoon artists put spacing in between, and why pacing is so important for a story. Realizing this now, there is a lot more banter between my characters in comparison to the reboot. And I think it's only because the reboot is gonna have only 8 episodes and I want the dialogue to be as important. And there's a reason why I have that dialogue, you know? So it helps move the story. Short story reboot is gonna be straight to the point, which I kind of like it that way. Especially for like my first story as a webtoon, I would like it to be short, not 200 episodes long. Episode 3, Loud Butterfly Girl. Lucy, I feel like, is more toned and calm in the reboot in comparison to this Lucy. It's a good broom. I think working through these episodes, the cafe episodes, Sunny was the most easiest to draw. Like, look at her. She's so sweet, so sunshiny, a cupid. Oh, definitely coming back to the reboot, I love the inhale and exhale panels that I always had. We're gonna not talk about that keyboard right there. And look, oh, episode 3, we already hit 1.1k plus views. Oh, that made me so happy. Like, I just love when people read them. This was another iconic part, I feel like, where everyone absolutely like understood Sunny. Like, Sunny understood the assignment. Everyone else was understanding the assignment. And it was just, it's such a fun banter, and I love comments like these. It's so cute. Hence why I want to keep this old version up, despite my terrible art skills back then. Alright, episode 4, Are You Sick? The titles are just so weird to me. Why is it like that? Why? This is some cool backstory. I guess this is how they see each other, even in the reboot, I guess. This is an important panel, I feel like.
I absolutely hate this episode.
All of the proportions, the backgrounds, they're not it. They're not it. I really tried. If anything, the only panels that worked out in this webtoon was my chibi panels. Like, let's admit it. Like, I'll admit to that. The chibi panels were it. They're the bomb. But everything else, they're not it. This was a controversy. I just remember where, does he have man titties and an ass? Bro, listen. 2017 did not know what was coming in 2021. Man titties? Man ass? They're the shit right now on TikTok. I'm just saying. I was ahead of the time. Alright? I knew what was coming. I was just ahead of the time. Trying to cover up my mistakes. Trying trying to make an excuse. Okay, this is another this was a controversy episode. Oh my god, the man titties and now her cleaning the windows, but there was no windows. I did not realize that until afterwards I posted. Yeah, sure, I could have like changed a panel after I uploaded it. I was like, no, I'm gonna admit to my mistake and see how, if anyone mentions it. And they did. They did. Millie, listen. Listen, I know we all thought that he had boobs for a second, but it's a thing nowadays in 2021. From the future, bro. From the future. It's a thing. Just go on to BL. Just go on to BL manhwas. I gotta stop. Episode 5, sensitive to... Can't read that. Okay, those flowers are not it. They look like they've been spray painted on. Oh, fun fact, this was my background at the time. I made a llama unicorn background and decided to use it as a blanket for Lucy because it fit well with her personality. Oh, this was such a fun episode because majority of it was just chibi, honestly. I really made it to the bare minimum. I was like, no, this one, it's gonna be chibi. It's gonna be chibi. I don't care what you say.
I'ma just do what I want.
Like this tea kettle? Oh, perfecto. I don't care what you say. I mean, the smoke can do some work, but everything else, it's pretty good. The shading, mwah. I love that everyone calls her Butterfly. Like a loud butterfly girl, rise and shine butterfly. I don't think... No, I'm not bringing that back. I don't think I haven't really mentioned Butterfly Girl in the reboot yet. Alright, this one's another important panel, y'all. He's coming back. He's important. You guys don't know him, but I know him. I'm keeping a lot of the side characters in the reboot. That's really exciting, especially the ones that I haven't like really drawn out panels of. Episode 6, Burnt Waffles. This one's so good. Like this kite, every time I see it, it just hits different. There's some good things and some bad things when it comes to this webtoon. Tyler, oh my gosh. Buff, bro. I made him buff. Tyler's coming back. A lot of the side characters are coming back just for a little bit because they're not as vital to the story as I made them to be in here, I guess. But they're still there. They're gonna be there. Don't worry. This is so cute. This whole kind of like, hey Wesley, and then she's like in a cute dress, you know, and he's like blushing. Oh yeah, this is coming back. This is part of the reboot. I think that's the next few panels I have to draw. But yeah, this one was pretty cute. Like, it's going to their first date. Yes, first date. Art improvement, yes. I had an art improvement. Their height difference, I thought that was very vital for me to have. Again, with the spacing, there's not a lot of spacing, which I'm sad about. But you know what? For considering it was my first webtoon, it's pretty good. I mean, come on, I got readers, y'all. I got readers from it, even though I did like no promotion for it. Wait until you see the reboot and go check out my Instagram at Mega Bagel for some behind the scenes when I post on my story.